Pound for pound supremacy is on the line. Terence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. goes down Saturday, July 29th, T-Mobile Arena, I believe. And let's just have a conversation about it. Now, typically, I don't delve too far into pound for pound ratings and rankings, and some of the lists are really ridiculous. And I wanted to have a conversation about what the implications are of this bout. Undisputed, 147 pounds, never been done in the four belt era. It would really be sensational for either one of these men to get it done. Errol Spence Jr. campaigning exclusively at 147 pounds, ripping belts from 3 champions, and brutalizing individuals in impressive fashion. Terence Bud Crawford coming up from 135 to 40, where he became undisputed. Then on to 47, defeats Jeff Horn, gets his belt, beats notable welterweights, all by stoppage along the way. Some question the resume, but one thing I will not question is Terence Bud Crawford's talent, skill, and ability, his dog, his willingness to go in there, take it to give it, and put on a great show. That's the backstory for these 2 champions, American fighters, one from Omaha, one from DeSoto, Texas, by way of New Jersey, and the time is upon us. So the question is this: does the winner of this particular bout become #1 pound for pound in the world? For me, it's hard to say that they don't. I think some individuals would argue. You still have the likes of Dimitri Bivol, Inoue, Alexander Usyk, and some would even tell you right now that Terence Bud Crawford's #1 pound for pound. The only reason why I argue against that is because general inactivity and then the selection of opposition, most recently in David Avanesian. You're supposed to go out there and dust him up and make it look good, but that's not the type of fight that solidifies in my mind, you know what, this guy is the best fighter on the planet today. Quite honestly, and I want to know your opinion on this as you're watching the video or listening to the video. I don't think we've had a true #1 pound for pound fighter without real dispute since Floyd Mayweather. You had Pretty Boy Floyd, then he went to Money Mayweather, and the rest is history. He made it look easy every step of the way. Even when he got into precarious situations, he was able to overcome and shine under the bright lights. They wanted Canelo to have the spot, but Canelo, questionable business decisions. He does have a couple good fights sprinkled in there when he came off the European tour. Shout out to Canelo, by the way, signed a 3-fight deal, PBC. It's looking like Charlo will be up next in September. Another video to come on that because I want to kind of share my thoughts on what this does, what this potentially does for Canelo moving forward. But I digress. Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., they've both been in trouble before. They both overcome and found a way to figure that out. This is what makes it a sensational fight. I want to speak for a second to the fans of both these combatants. As we inch closer and closer to the bout, the comment section, the activity on the channel, the views, they tick upwards. But the comment sections particularly are interesting. You have a sect of fans who would like to see Errol Spence lose to Terence Bud Crawford. No shame in that. However, you need to be more honest in your assessment. 1, 2, quit hiding behind the what ifs. One of the favorite things I see, or one of the things that are most notable that I see on my channel, I had a couple of shorts out, and I have one with Errol Spence Jr. and Sean Porter. You know, they're going at it, trading shots, they doing their thing. And everyone's saying, wow, look at those shots that Sean Porter landed on Errol. If that's Bud, this fight's over. If that's Bud, well, it's not Bud. It was Sean Porter. And when you make these arguments, these unnecessary arguments, the same can go on the other side. Jose Benavidez Jr. lands a crucial body shot on Terence Bud Crawford that definitely gets his attention. One would argue, hey, if that's Errol landing that body shot, that's over for Bud. So I encourage you, come to the comment section, engage in intelligent conversation, provide your assessment without insane bias or wishful thinking or hopeful thinking. I think some of that exists for both fan bases, where you come in, you don't see really an intelligent breakdown whatsoever, and you hear an assessment or a prediction, so to speak, that's rooted in hope and rumor and innuendo. Like, man, I heard Errol, he overweight, he kind of big. That's wishful thinking. You know Errol's going to come in shape. He's never not come in shape, and he's never missed weight. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking to yourself, well, it'd be dope if something came up and made things a little easier for Terence Bud Crawford. But I would say Bud Crawford doesn't need it easy. He's going to win or lose, no matter what, obviously. And the same for Errol Spence Jr. In my opinion, probably the biggest fight 20, 30, 40 years because of the significance of the 147-pound division, the glamour division. Like I mentioned before at the top, there's never been an undisputed in the 4-belt era champion. Does it make him pound for pound? Also, keep in mind as you ponder this, what does a rematch clause do for you, right? Bilateral rematch clause, they can both trigger it. If Terence Bud Crawford gets dusted up, beat brutally, does he trigger the rematch clause? I don't know. He's a little bit older at 35 right now than Errol Spence Jr. I think if Errol Spence Jr. got knocked out in 2 rounds, he would request his rematch within 20 minutes. And I'm not questioning Bud's heart. I'm just questioning if Bud wants to keep doing this at this level, at this clip, when he kind of doesn't have to. And if he takes a bad beating, why would he want to? These are just some of my thoughts. Answer the question. The winner of this fight, knowing everything you know about the landscape of boxing today, who's number 1 pound for pound? Errol Spence Jr., Terence Bud Crawford. And also, have you truly designated, without question or debate, a number 1 pound for pound fighter since the end of the Floyd Mayweather era? This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. We out.